Good morning, everybody. So this is my second attempt today to get this video done. The first attempt, I accidentally paused it to do something and then never unpaused it. And I did the whole video to the very end and realized that none of it got recorded. So this is our junior achievement video for Thursday, May the 20th. We're going to do 2 lessons today. We're not going to do any journal work today. We're just going to listen to the 2 council members today from.
We do have Sour Patch candy left. It's $2 left over from the concession stand. And if anybody has money, folks will, in fact, you can go ahead and send them down to the office now. If anybody has money, we'll go ahead and sell them until they sell out. And what we don't sell, we'll give away tomorrow to them.
Okay, so this again. So we're not going to do any journal work today. We're just going to listen to the council members talk about their role in the Shelby County and the City of Memphis governments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. We are on sessions 3 and 4 today.
Hi, and welcome to the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program. We are so glad you're here with us today, and I have a special guest. I have Chairman Jones with us. Welcome.
Well, I am just so proud for the invite and glad to be here with you, Dr. Jenkins.
Thank you so much. So as we always start, I want to give you a little bit of information about myself. So look at this picture. What do you see? I'm touching a seal. And I was so afraid to do that, but you can kind of tell because I'm leaning in apprehensively, but I did it. I touched a seal when I was in South Africa, and they even let me make him do a trick. He jumped into the water when I gave him some food. So that is how I reached one of my fears, by being brave. Now, this other picture is of a clarinet. And Chairman Jones and I have this in common. We both play the clarinet. Who would think that? So I played the clarinet in middle school and high school, and I loved it. I loved making music with that. So those are just 2 things about me that I'd like to share with you. And now Chairman Jones is going to share a little bit about himself with you.
Well, good morning, everyone. In that photo there, this is where I give back to the community. Partnering with different companies during the Christmas holidays to give back to those families that truly need it.
That is so exciting. What is this other photo?
Well, the other photo is the MLK 50.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s 50th anniversary.
And
of his passing?
Yes, they were commemorating his passing. Mm-hmm. And I was there to honor and commemorate the sanitation workers by providing the key to the county.
What a great way to really show respect to the people who've worked so hard in our community. Thank you for sharing those photos with us. So now, here at the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program, we like to do deep breathing. Have you ever done deep breathing, Chairman Jones?
Oh, in my line of work, yes.
You have to know how to center yourself. Well, we love to get ready for our lesson. And what we do is we sit down, we find a quiet space in wherever we are, and we take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to show you how we do that. We inhale through our nose. I have a mask on, so you just know I'm pointing to my nose. Inhale through our nose. And then we exhale through our mouth. And we do 3 of those. So are you ready to join us?
Yes.
All right. Inhale through your nose, 1. Exhale. Number 2, inhale. Exhale. Do you feel yourself relaxing?
Yes.
Yes. Number 3, inhale through your nose. And exhale. It's a great way to get centered and to just get focused and ready for learning. So now, the other thing we do every time we get together, Chairman Jones, is we give an affirmation to our friends. And our affirmation for today is, my voice matters. You want to say that with me, Chairman Jones?
Yes.
My voice matters. What do you think that means?
In life, sitting silently and not responding to anything does not show anybody who you are and what you care about. And speaking up will give you that opportunity to truly show that your voice matters.
So why don't you say the affirmation with us today? Are you ready? Let's do it again.
Okay.
My voice matters. And we know your voice matters. So today we are going to talk about business and government jobs. Today you're going to learn about how cities are supported. And you will also recognize the importance of businesses to a neighborhood. So now we're going to go over our words of the day. Our first word is businesses. Places that make or sell things we need or want. Businesses. Taxes. Money that people and businesses pay for government goods and services. Taxes. Government. Groups of people who manage our cities, towns, states, and nation. Government. So those are our words of the day. So why don't we talk about them a little bit with Chairman Jones? We know that businesses produce the things and goods and services that our citizens need. What are some businesses that are in your community?
Well, you have food stores in our community, so that they provide the natural nutrients that we need to put in our bodies so that we can stay here in this place. And so that's one of the main essential businesses that is in my district.
Okay.
So,
And what kinds of jobs do you have in your community?
Oh, in my community, my district, my district makes up about 43% of the revenue of the entire county.
Wow.
So I have businesses like FedEx, Amazon, UPS, the airport, all of the railroads, Smith Nephew. So, and they go on, and all of the logistical warehousing jobs.
Wow, that sounds very busy. And you have a busy community. So your citizens are people who choose leaders. And you're one of the leaders in your government, in our city and in our county. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? How did you become a leader in our government?
Well, it didn't start out that way. Basically, I started out working in the community, helping, assisting neighborhood association groups, and they just told me one day, says, why don't you run for office? And we'll vote for you because we see you out in the community working every day. You never ask for anything and you're always giving back. And so that sort of pushed me into deciding to run for office. And they did exactly what they said they would do. They went to the polls. They voted.
So we're looking at this picture. It says, vote for Eddie Jones. Can you tell me about that poster?
Yes, that poster there was the very first time that I ran. The people in the community said, so we're going to put this together for you, and said, we want to put something. You see the O in vote, they put that in there to say, hey, we're going to brand you. And it has my initials, EJ. So if you see that EJ and you don't see a picture, you know that's me.
You know it's Eddie Jones. Right. So tell us about this picture, because this is a very important picture, because this is a next step after you win an election. What has to happen?
That picture, that's me and my wife. I'm being sworn in by my pastor. And you have to raise your hand, and you put the other hand on the Bible, and you're sworn in.
Wow. So your citizens voted you in, and they trusted you, and you built a relationship with your citizens. And that relationship was built on trust, right?
Yes.
And you said that you told us how your citizens wanted to believe in you, that you would go and advocate for them. Tell me a little bit about why that's important.
Trust is important because transparency. When I first got elected and all of the work that I was doing out in the community, the citizens saw all of that. And so they trusted me, believed in me, and did not have a problem supporting me. So one of the things that they said to me was, you know what, you're going to be just like the rest of the politicians. We'll vote you in office, and we won't see you again until it's time to vote again. Mm-hmm. And I made them a promise. I said, I promise you this. I won't change. I'll just simply change the position that I'm in.
Wow. So you made a commitment to your citizens. So when you're holding up your commitment, when you're keeping your word to your citizens, where are you doing that? Where do you do your work? What is this? This is a picture of where some of your work takes place. Can you tell us about it?
The picture on the left, that's the commission chamber. And we're actually in the chambers conducting the daily business of county government. We could be discussing how much money we're going to give to the schools. They come in with their requests. How much to public safety and law enforcement. It is those kinds of issues that come before our body that once we vote in that room, it sets the standard. It becomes law. Yes.
Now, sometimes you said citizens have to come and speak up for themselves, but you also have to speak up for yourself. It looks like you're doing that in this picture here. What are you doing in this picture?
I probably was asking a question about the money, and they kept not wanting to tell me.
So you were advocating for your citizens.
Yes.
You were raising your hand and making a point, advocating for his citizens. Exactly. So, Chairman Jones, you wear lots of hats as a commissioner. So tell me, what are some of the jobs you do?
Oh, so I'm the chairman of the county commission.
So I'm a doctor, but I don't actually write prescriptions. I help children learn, mm-hmm. and I help teachers learn how to teach. So you're a chairman. What are you a chairman of?
Well, I'm the chairman of the legislative body of the commissioners. So there are 13 commissioners, and so I deal with the day-to-day operation of what happens with the elected officials. I have all of the staff in our office under me to ensure that staff is doing what their assigned commissioners is requesting of them. Also, I get to set the agenda, things that will come before us, and there are different methods in how, if it's something that's controversial, I have the authority to say, we're going to put this in a special committee. We call them ad hoc committees, and then it will go to that committee for discussion before coming to the full body.
Okay.
It's kind of hash out some things, and so that when it comes to the body, we can come to a decision to vote it up or down.
Okay. And you have another job around code enforcement?
Yes. So, yes. I work in both governments.
Oh. So when you say both governments, do you mean the city government and the county government?
Yes.
So the city of Memphis and Shelby County.
Right. And so I'm a supervisor in code enforcement for the city of Memphis. That department deals with blight in the community. And
blight would be, we would say that's what happens when properties are not maintained well?
Yes, when you don't maintain your property, trash, debris, litter, not cutting your grass, dilapidated homes. You see a lot of this in communities where it's not supposed to be, where people are operating a business, like an auto repair business, at their homes, and that's not allowed by the code. So there are a lot of issues as it relates to blight, and so that's my daily job. So that's a very, very busy job, as well as the chairman of the county commission. So I'm quite busy, and as I promised the citizens, I still go out in the community and continue to do the work that I was elected to do by my constituents.
So, what are you most proud of doing as chairman? I see these two pictures, and I think this may be part of what you're most proud of. What is this first picture? It looks like lots and lots and lots of boxes or bags.
Yeah, those are boxes of food. Each one of those boxes has enough food in it to feed a family of 4 for about 3 weeks. I do it throughout the full year, but this is the big major event, and that's generally around the Christmas holidays.
And what is this other picture beside us? Beside that picture, what is that a picture
So
of?
that is a picture that's still in the same room, but on one side, those are toys. So we give away toys, food baskets, bicycles. We give away school uniforms. We give away coats. And every year it grows. It grows. The more people that see it, and every year we have a new group to come in and want to sponsor and be a part of it. We actually give away tennis shoes, Nike shoes. So
Wow.
it just grows, and it's still growing.
Wow. So you do these programs around the bicycles and giving away the food, but also you have a program that helps young people learn about government.
Yes, so I established a program called Commissioners for a Day. In the earlier photos that you saw, the chamber, the seats that we sit in, we bring in from 5th grade to seniors. Bring them in, and we let them become commissioners for a day. So they actually get to sit in the seats. We do a mock session. We give them a subject matter to discuss, debate, and talk about. I have seen some amazing young people come in there, and their debating skills and all of that. I had to tell one lady, one young lady, I think she was from Westwood High School. I had to tell her, I'm glad you're not running against me. She was just that debatable.
Wow.
And on point. So
do you think this is your purpose?
Yes. Remember I said my dreams and aspiration was to be a fighter pilot. Well, not a fighter pilot, but I'm still a fighter. Fighting for our citizens in the community, helping the least of these to make it through when times are not good in their homes. And so even though I think the Lord told me your purpose now, you can fight not in the air, but on the ground.
Right.
And so that's what I've been doing. So I do believe that this is my purpose.
Well, we have loved hearing about the work you do in our community, the work you do as a leader in our government. And we always end our session with how can we take away something from our lesson today that we can put into our journal so we can remember the lessons we learned today. So we're going to write in our journal. We have had so much fun talking to Chairman Jones today. We have learned all about the work he does in our community. We've talked about all the wonderful things he does in our community. So how can we summarize what we've learned today, Chairman Jones?
I think we can summarize all of what we talked about today is I can help my community.
That sounds great. I can help my community. Now I'm going to start with an I. Now remember, if you can't spell the words, just do the best you can using your inventive spelling. So I can help my community. We know that Chairman Jones has done a great job helping his community. I'm going to underline the word help. Now, you also can help your community, and we believe that you can. So remember, your voice matters. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program. See you next time.
Okay, so that was session 3, and now we're going to watch session 4.
Hi, and welcome to the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program. We are so glad that you're here today. As always, we have a special guest, and today we have Councilwoman Robinson with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
We are so glad that you're here today. Well, one of the things I like to do, Councilwoman Robinson, is I like to introduce myself, and you'll get a chance to do that too.
Okay.
So remember, I'm Dr. Jenkins, and I like to share kind of some of the things that I like to do in my spare time. Here's a picture of my daughter and I kayaking at Shelby Farms. We love to use the services in our community like our parks, and this is one of the fun things that we like to do. I also like to knit. I only knit scarves, though. I'm not very good at knitting, but it's fun, and I usually give those scarves as gifts. What are some things that you like to do? Can you tell us about your photos?
Oh, yes. I love to travel. And just this past October, I had an opportunity to go to Australia. Look at what I'm holding. A koala bear. Now, you all see the bear looking away from me? And my hands were shaking like this. And he was looking like, will you please get me? Because she's going to drop me. The other picture is my family. I love family, and I know you do too.
Very nice. It looks like you have some grandchildren.
Oh, yes. I have the little girl in the red dress that's cheesing from ear to ear is my granddaughter. Her name is Rhea. And then the other two smaller kids are actually my great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, thank you for sharing these pictures of your family and of you holding that cute koala bear. You know, here at the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program, we like to do some deep breathing as a way to get centered and ready for learning. So, do you ever use deep breathing?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have an Apple Watch that reminds me all day, take the time, calm down, and let's breathe together. I press start, take deep breaths, and the larger the circle gets for breathing, the deeper the breath gets. I'm ready.
My goodness, she's a pro. So let's get started. We're going to do 3 deep breaths. First one, breathe in through your nose and breathe out. Number 2, breathe in and breathe out. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Wow, I feel relaxed already. What about you? Yes, perfect. The other thing that we like to do here at the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program is we talk about affirmations. And today our affirmation is, today I am a leader. Do you want to repeat that affirmation with me?
Yes. Today I am a leader.
Do you ever use affirmations?
Of course, every day.
Wow. Well, we enjoy them. They give us motivation. Why don't you join in with us and say the affirmation? Today I am a leader. So you're a leader in our community, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. I am a leader, and I lead the Memphis City Council. And students ask all the time, what is that? That's the council that makes the rules and the laws for the city. And I chair that committee. So I am a leader. And today I'm illustrating that I am a leader because we passed a resolution that said that you must, and it's actually an ordinance, I don't know if you know what that is. That means a law that you must wear a mask in public with other people. So today I am demonstrating that as a leader, I am demonstrating that you must wear a mask. So wear a mask, remind your parents, remind your friends, and remind your family.
Thank you for demonstrating what a leader is by leading by example.
Thank you.
Today our topic is Let's Vote. Today you'll begin to understand how voting is a way to be a responsible citizen and to contribute to the needs of our community. We have some words of the day, too. Our first word of the day is ballot. Ballot. Paper on which a person marks a choice when voting. Ballot. Vote. To make a decision on something important. Vote. Our last word of the day is decision. A decision is a choice. Decision. So those are our words for the day. And we have those, Councilwoman Robinson, to help guide our conversation. And we'll be using some of those words today as we go throughout our lesson. Well, look at this picture. I can't imagine the type of decisions that you had to make before you decided to go parasailing. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, remember I told you I love to travel. I was in Mexico and I saw people parasailing. I said, well, we're on the beach. Let's have fun, ladies. I was with my girlfriends and we decided that we were going to try it. We watched 3 other people go up and come down. We didn't see any accidents. We didn't hear anybody hollering or screaming. We looked at the choices that we made, what the consequences of those choices would be, and the surrounding support. And we decided that we were just going to go for it. And we did. It was wonderful. It was like floating in the air, like when you're on a swing and that swing and you get it going, flowing way up in the air. That's how it felt. But I was over an ocean, not dry land.
Wow. So you made a decision to be brave.
Yes.
I see. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about being a citizen, right? So tell me some of the ways that you can be a good citizen in your community.
So the first way that you can be a good citizen is protect one another by wearing a mask, by staying 6 feet away from other people, and by not going into large groups of people and congregating. But there are some other ways. One, you have to share with your family and friends that it is important to vote. But not just to vote. You have to decide to get the information that you need about the candidates as well. It is so important that we talk about it in our friend circles, our family circles, the importance of voting. Every child that hears this video, ask your parents, have you voted yet?
Very good. So when I'm thinking about being a student, what are some ways that students can be good citizens at school?
Now, at school, it's so important that students work together, follow the rules and instructions that their teachers and principals provide, and provide some service to one another. Students can also help in the community by picking up your trash. That is number one, keeping Memphis clean, your school clean, your classroom clean, and especially the work area that you're in currently. What else can you do at school? You can share your ideas about what you like to see for your student body. Say, for instance, on Friday, you can dress differently as an incentive for doing your work. Or you can say, you know something, we want to wear a shirt and ties for the boys and the girls wear dresses and we look professional today. Share your opinion. That's what you can do to be a great citizen. Help one another, follow the rules, keep our community clean, and then live safely.
Awesome. Those are great suggestions. What about businesses in your community? Do you have any businesses in your community?
Of course we have businesses. So let's talk about I live in the Whitehaven community, but I represent District 3. District 3 is Whitehaven, Oakhaven, Hickory Hill, Fox Meadows. And all of those communities, we have businesses. But in the heart of District 3, we have the Memphis Airport. We have the headquarters for FedEx. I'm sure you all see those brown trucks that come up and down your street. We have UPS, actually 2 locations. And I know everybody sees the little check mark going down the street on the truck, and that's Amazon. We do have an Amazon warehouse as well. We have approximately 40% of all businesses and industry in District 3. Wow, yes.
Lots of businesses that are very important to your community and to your neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. So now I'm going to read a book for you called Max for President. Look at all of those stars. Here's our title page, Max for President. Mrs. Antonio announced that it was time to elect a new class president. The president will have the honor of serving our school, just like Councilwoman Robinson serves our community. Max thought that he would like to be class president. So did Kelly. Max made signs that said, "Max for president." Kelly made signs too. Max made buttons and gave them to all of his classmates. So did Kelly. Max made promises. If I'm elected class president, I will work to have better indoor recesses and more exciting games in the game room. That's how he said it, nice and loud. And guess what? Kelly made promises too. Vote for me and we will have more exciting morning announcements and better school lunches. I wonder who's going to win this election. The time came to vote. Every student could only vote for one candidate, Max or Kelly. Max waited anxiously. I think he's a little nervous. So did Kelly. After the ballots were collected and counted, Mrs. Antonio announced the winner. And the new class president is, drum roll, let's see who wins. Kelly! Kelly cheered. She's happy. How do you think Max is feeling? Max didn't. Now, Kelly, your first job as president is to choose a good vice president. Kelly knew that she needed a good vice president to help get work done. So she thought for a second, and then she asked, Max, would you be the vice president? I sure would. And from then on, both Kelly and Max worked hard to make their school a better place. Looks like they're having a pizza day. And they're going to use the money to help buy new games for the game room. The end. So we just heard that fantastic story about Max and Kelly. And their classmates had to make some decisions, didn't they? They had to decide who they would vote for.
That's absolutely correct.
So what kind of decisions have you had to make today?
So first of all, I had to decide what color I was going to wear. I got a message that I couldn't wear green so I wouldn't bleed into the background of the green. But I chose to wear blue. It's one of my sorority colors, and that's just an organization, and we wear blue and white. But I also made a choice to put a medallion on to represent the city of Memphis so that you know that I am in leadership at the city of Memphis.
Those are great decisions you made.
Thank you.
I made a decision to have breakfast this morning, so I had pancakes and sausage and an egg. So those are one of my, and I made a decision to have a healthy breakfast.
So I chose to have a healthy breakfast too, but I was in a little hurry. I had an Ensure. Does anybody know what that is? It's a protein drink that normally they give to people who are elderly or who need additional nutrition, but my husband and I love them. We love them for breakfast.
Nice. So the more often we practice to make decisions, even around little decisions like what is my favorite ice cream flavor, the more often we practice making those decisions, the better we get at making decisions.
Yes.
So now we're going to listen to you tell us a little bit about what you do. Councilwoman Robinson, you work hard in our neighborhood. Can you tell me a little bit about the work that you do through these photos?
Oh, yes. I'm going to start off with the first photo. We have what we call town hall meetings, And that's where we invite the community to come in and we share what is going on with the city of Memphis, what's going on in your neighborhood, and we ask the citizens to give us some input onto what we should be looking at, or they may want to share with us some concerns so that we know to go back and share that with our other council members. And the other picture that you see over there, I am working with the city group called MAP. And those are young people who are out there working every day, giving back to the community and sharing with the community. And we were doing a backpack giveaway, school supplies.
So we've been calling you Councilwoman Robinson. How did you become a councilwoman?
So you just heard a book about being elected. So I had to go out in the community, knock on doors, call people on the phone and say, I am running for city council. And I had to tell them why I felt I would be a good choice for them to vote for. And then I put up signs everywhere that had my picture on it and my name on it. And I said, go vote.
What is voting?
Voting is expressing your opinion and your voice about who you want to represent your voice. If you're seeing that picture, I'm asking people to vote for me, and that's my campaign sign. I ask people to allow me to continue to be their voice because I have served not only on the Memphis City Council, but the Shelby County School Board as well as the Memphis School Board, and I have always told the community I was their voice of reason, and that's why they kept re-electing me. The other picture you see where you see all the other political women, all those women have run elections, they were voted on, and they won. But that day, we were celebrating women's suffrage. And what was so exciting is that yellow represents the cause that allowed women to be able to vote.
Wow. So can anyone vote?
You must be 18 years old and registered, and you cannot have a felony.
All right. So there are some rules around voting.
Yes, it is.
And you told us why we should vote. So now I'm wondering, is there a way that one of our students could encourage their family members to vote?
Oh, yes. You want to have a conversation every day with your family about it. It's important to vote because when you don't vote, the decisions that are made by all the other people will tell you and dictate what you do every day. Don't you want to have a choice about where you live, what you eat, what businesses in your community? You have to tell your parents, tell your aunts and uncles, you've got to vote. Tell your older sisters and brothers who are 18 years old that they need to register and vote as well.
So why don't we make some posters that will encourage our friends and neighbors and family to get out to vote?
Yes.
Why don't you get some paper and crayons and markers and join us? We've had so much fun today talking with Councilwoman Robinson about the importance of voting. And so now we're going to do a craft where we can encourage our neighbors in our community to get out to vote. So I was thinking, Councilwoman Robinson, that we could make posters.
Okay.
So let's maybe write get out to vote or vote please or whatever message you would like to put on your poster. We'll do that right now. I'm going to write vote with an exclamation point. Please. I'm going to put some lines around it, kind of a zigzag to kind of make it exciting. Vote please with exclamation points. What are you writing, Councilwoman Robinson?
I'm doing something a little different. It may look a little funny to other people, but I want them to know that their voice really counts.
Yes, it does.
And I am writing in, go vote. It's your voice.
Awesome. Let's look at these posters. So my poster for my neighbor in my community says, vote please. In other words, please use your vote. It matters. What does yours say?
Mine says, go vote. Why? It's your voice. The only way they know what you believe in is that you vote. Go vote.
So if you want to make a poster using your crayons or your markers and some paper, make a few posters and take them around your neighborhood and encourage the neighbors in your community to go and vote. So we have just made those great posters that I think will encourage our family and friends to go vote.
Yes, and it's so important when you start hearing candidates on your TV and you see signs going up, you put your little signs out as well. Voting is really important. You go vote. Do it every time you see candidates out there trying to get your vote. Tell your parents, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, your older sisters and brothers that voting is their voice.
And this is a picture of you voting, right?
Oh, yes. That was in our last election. And you notice we were still under COVID-19 at that time, so I had my mask on, being a leader in the community, but I voted as well.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So, at the end of every session, we like to talk about things that we've learned. And so now we're going to write in our journal. We've had so much fun talking with Councilwoman Robinson today. We've learned so much about why it's important to vote. We've even made a poster. So what I'd like to do now is, how do we remember the things that we learned today? We know that we like to write in our journal. So let's think about everything we've talked about. What if we wrote, I can lead in our journal entry? What do you think about that, Councilwoman Robinson?
Oh, yes. I would rather them say, I am a leader.
Oh, we'll write that one. Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, let's start with our capital I. I am a leader. And I'm going to end this sentence with an exclamation point because I'm excited about that.
Yes.
I am a leader. We believe that you are a leader and that you can lead. And we thank you for joining us at the Junior Achievement Virtual Learning Program.
Okay, so that was the last lesson for today. A lot of that talk was about voting, and of course it's not voting time yet. I think they may have made this back in the fall. Anyway, so those were our 2 junior achievement lessons for today. And remember, we are not writing in our journal this time. I just wanted you to be a part of the 2 sessions. And I will see you guys later. Hope you have a great afternoon. Bye.